Hey, Earth Angels. Brother Gil here, welcome to Purposely Living while loving our way through 22 and beyond. I pray that everyone under the sound of my voice is just having a delicious beginning of an extraordinary Wednesday, that you are surrounded by people who truly love and appreciate you. I am just so excited to be able to take this new beginning, something that I have been wanting to do for quite a minute, and learning as we grow. I'm just thrilled. Today is Wednesday, and I won't be long. It's been a very, very interesting time in the universe, period. And so this is more of an agape love message today as I continue to flush out ideas and topics for actually doing the podcast. But as I listen to certain things that grace my ears, if you will, during the day, because I don't watch the news for all those practical reasons that I choose not to follow the news, but there are always something that reaches our hearing. And so I'm just, you see, it gets me a little bit perturbed, but we are in the greatest country on earth, right? That's what Americans have grown up to believe. That's what we've been taught in school. It's what we hear from family. You know, those of us who have been blessed to travel, we really do recognize there are certain things here in this great country, in this great nation, that aren't necessarily so in other countries, right? However, if we are indeed the measuring rod of content and human conditions, and or if we are a true measuring rod of humanitarianism and freedom, land of the free, home of the brave, really? What has happened? What is happening to that leadership? What is happening, or what has happened, and what is still happening to us being the example? Question, right? So how do we, living in the greatest nation on earth, with all of its flaws, right, that sometimes we recognize, most times we deny, we spin, we put a different, a new age political correctness to it. How then are we to be a real loving Christian nation, so-called, right? Question. Just observing, I'm 63, so I've heard and seen a lot of things in this nation. I love being an American. I love being here. And not to drift too far, those who are believers in evolution, what are we evolving into now? If evolution is a thing, and I believe there are levels of evolution that are always happening, personal evolutions, physical evolutions in nature. But having said that, what are we evolving into now in 2022? If we're paying attention at all, is evolution still happening? And if so, how do we direct the evolutionary process in scope and in focus and in change, quote unquote. You feel me? Question. Because on a personal, private note, me being an African American male in America, there's so many levels of indifferences built into the structure of what we know America to be. How do we, particularly people of color, brown skinned people, how do we then fit into what the evolution is in America? We are Americans, right? We're all Americans. And I'm not trying to, well, hopefully I'm just talking, this is real conversation and questions, so that we can really begin to take a look at what's really happening in our great nation. There are political faults, there are economic faults. You know, I believe the Constitution is a wonderful document, but I believe it is time to take another look at updating that pretty old book of rules and laws and bylaws. It's a new day. And I believe constitutions are there to remind us of where we've begun. But I don't know if it's as sacred as such that we cannot alter and update and bring it into this new age that we are living in, because we're dealing with a whole new level of indifferences perpetrated because certain things are collectively placed in a box, if you will. Anyway, it's just something to share, something to think about. I didn't come here to be long. I just trust that we are still human beings, humans being, and that our character and our dispositions are still growing and expanding in each new day. And I don't believe we should be penalized for that in any way, politically, socially, and especially economically. Just something to think about. Brother God loves you. God loves you too. Do something wonderful for yourselves today and for someone else. This has just been another episode of Purposely Living while loving our way through 22 and beyond. Do something wonderful for yourselves today and for someone else. Right? Okay. Brother Gil loves you. God loves you too. Create an awesome day, y'all. Au revoir.